So sa sentence correction, medyo nadaanan natin yung bulk nito from last time kasi nag-grammar usage na tayo, right? So, karamihan ng sentence correction issues ay nasa grammar usage, pero those are not the only issues in sentence correction. So, um, ano ba yung mga common errors na makikita nyo sa sentence correction? So, there are 4 common errors. So, una yung grammar. Ito yung na-discuss natin last topic. And then, meron ding error in syntax. So, isa-isahin natin yung mga examples nito. Merong error sa words na ginamit and merong error sa punctuation. So, itong 4 na to, yung mga common errors na ma-encounter nyo sa sentence correction. And the idea is that if you are familiar with the common errors, then mas gagaling kayo sa sentence correction kasi you already know ano yung mga things to watch out for. So hindi na kayo kung tinignan nyo ano yung mga most common errors, madali nyo na silang ma-spot kapag kayo na yung nagsasagot ng sentence correction. So ang gagawin natin, tignan natin yung most common errors sa grammar, most common errors sa syntax, most common errors sa words, and most common errors in punctuation. Okay? So, in the grammar, most common errors, etong 8 na to. Yan, isa-isahin natin yung 8 most common errors sa grammar. So, una, pinaka-common yung subject-verb agreement. Tapos yung verb consistency, pronoun agreement, pronoun case, adjective usage, adverb usage, irregular verbs, and prepositions. Ito yung top 8 errors covering usually 90% ng grammatical error sa sentence correction ay nandito sa 8 na to. So, kaya madali siya ma-spot. So, i-discuss natin isa-isa. So, sa subject-verb agreement, basically, kailangan yung verb nyo sa yung subject mas agree in number, singular, plural, or and yung person. Anong example nito? Mas madali explain through example eh. So, this example, the list of items are long and varied. So this sentence has a mistake. So which part is the mistake? Dito sa sentence natin, which part is the mistake? Anong word? So identify natin specifically. Ang mistake dito is yung, sige, check natin sa chat. Mistake is yung, dapat mag-agree yung subject-verb. Actually, mistake dito is yung are. Bakit mali yung are? Ano yung subject natin dito? Ang subject natin is yung list, the list. The list is singular. So, dapat, yung verb mo dapat is singular, yeah? So yung items, nagre-refer yan yan yung before the are. So, minsan na commonly na confuse natin na yan yung subject, but the subject is the list. So, dapat yung the list is, yung verb natin is singular din. Okay? Singular subject, singular verb. So, yun yung subject-verb agreement. So, plural subject, plural verb. Ang pinaka-importante dito, i-identify nyo alin ba yung subject kasi nako-confuse natin minsan na yung subject is yung items. But in fact, the list is the subject. Okay? Next, common error, verb tense consistency. So, sa app, marami tayong practice. More than 160 na yata yung sa grammar usage din bukod pa yung sentence correction. So, pwede kayo mag-practice doon or somewhere else sa other resources. And yung verb consistency, verb tense, ito, basically using the correct tense based on time context. Ano example nito? So this statement, ano sa tingin nyo yung error dito sa sentence natin? Right? Isipin nyo. Alin dito yung error natin? So verb tense consistency, kung makikita nyo, well, yung topic natin is verb tense consistency, dalawa yung verbs natin, wakes saka ate. So, kung makita nyo, ate breakfast, dapat past tense na yung isa eh. So, dapat, ito, past tense na rin. Hindi pwede na, ito yung, ito yung naka-present tense din ito, past tense. So, naka-present tense yung wakes. And actually, nangyari dyan, gumising muna, woke up first before eating breakfast, right? So, mali yung wakes. Okay? So, yun yung kailangan consistent yung verb tenses. Then, next, pronoun agreement. Ano yung pag sinabing pronoun agreement? You make sure na yung pronoun, kasi remember, pronoun replaces noun, right? Substitute siya for the noun. Yung noun na yon yung tinatawag na antecedent. Ano yung sinasubstitute ng pronoun? That's what you call an antecedent. Dapat nag-agree sila ng number. Kung plural yung noun na sinasubstitute, plural din yung pronoun. Kung singular, okay naman yung, can you hear me? Walang voice ba? Okay naman yung voice? Okay naman yung audio? Rinig naman? Okay, ayan, sige. Baka nawala lang. So, kung singular yung pronoun, kung singular yung noun na sinasubstitute, singular din dapat yung pronoun. Okay? So, example. Ito, sa pronoun agreement. Alin dito ang error sa sentence? So, isipin nyo. So, well, nasa pronoun agreement tayo. So, syempre yung pronoun yung mag-error dito, di ba? So, ano mo yung mga pronoun natin? Ito, meron tayong there, then meron tayong, ang subject natin dito, each of the cats. So, pronoun natin is yung there. Sino yung tinutukoy ng there? Right? Ang antecedent ng there, saan siya nagre-refer sa? Each of the cats. Each is singular, right? So, dapat, there is plural. So, dapat yung there is dapat singular din kasi each of the cats is singular. So, each of the cats has its own travel document. So, para i-check yan, kasi pwede nyo tanggalin yung of the cats eh. Each has its own travel document. So yun yung shortcut doon. Okay? So its own travel document. And that's the pronoun agreement. And then pronoun case. Ano yung pronouns case? Meron ka kasing possessive and various cases ng pronoun. Dapat tama yung ginagamit na case. Anong halimbawa nito? Dito sa question na to, asan yung mistake? Spot the mistake sa pronouns. So, dalawa lang naman yung pronouns dito. Him saka his. So, alin dito yung may mistake? Him or his? Ang may mistake dito, ano dapat ang statement dito? Ang ginagamit na pronoun dito, ang case na gagamitin is he instead of him, right? He and his brother were at the game. Kailan mo ginagamit yung him? Ginagamit mo yung him pag naging ano siya, parang receiver, for example. He gave it to him. So, to him. So, doon yung case na kailangan mo yung him. Pero dito, nandito siya sa subject. So, ang gagamitin nyo is yung he. He and his brother were at the game. Okay? So, yan yung mga common error sa pronoun case. Adjective usage. Sa adjective, kailangan ang adjectives, ang minomodify niya, nouns or pronouns. So, pinagkaiba sa adverb, minomodify ng adverb ay verb, adjectives, or other adverbs. So, ang minomodify mo ay noun or pronoun, adjective dapat yung gagamitin mo, hindi adverb. Okay? Ayan, example dito. Alin dito ang error? Alin dito ang error sa yung uniquely, right? Bakit error yung uniquely? Uniquely is not an adjective, it's an adverb, right? Ano yung minomodify ng uniquely dito? Yung word na situation. Situation is a noun. So kung ito minomodify niya yung noun, dapat adjective siya. Hindi siya dapat adverb. Ang ginamit dito adverb, minomodify niya is noun. Kaya dapat unique lang. Unique is an adjective, uniquely is an adverb. Yung mga MELY, yung mga LY, adverbs yun. So ang ginagamit dito dapat is adjective kasi ang minomodify mo is a noun situation. That is a very unique situation. Okay? Ito naman, yung kabaliktaran nito, adverb usage. Instead of ginagamit yung adverb, ang ginagamit adjective. Madalas yun yung error. Kasi pag ang minomodify mo naman verb, adjectives, or adverbs, ang ginagamit mo dapat adverb. Hindi ka gagamit ng adjective. As example, alin dito ang alin dito ang alin dito ang mali? Yung efficient, right? Yung part na efficient. So kung naka-underline yung very efficient sa sentence correction, yung part na yun yung mali. So kung isipin nyo, bakit mali yung efficient? Kasi ano ba yung minomodify ng efficient? Ang minomodify ng efficient, yung works, right? Minomodify niya, how does she work? She works efficiently. Dapat adverb yung form. Kasi efficient is an adjective. Efficiently is an adverb. So, ang kailangan nyo gamitin dito is the adverb because you are modifying, describing the verb works. How does she work? Efficiently. So, yun yung dinidescribe or minomodify niya. Kaya kailangan gamitin nyo is adverb, not the adjective efficient. Okay? Ito naman, yung common error din is yung irregular verbs. Na marami kasing verb na hindi siya basta-basta nag-add ka lang ng ed for past tense and so on. Minsan nag-iiba yung spelling. Doon nagkakaroon ng error pag meron ka ng mga irregular verbs na nasa iba-ibang tenses. For example, this one. Alin dito yung error? So dito dapat error yung drove, dapat driven. We have driven. Yun yung correct form with the have dapat. Hindi siya drove na simple past. Okay? Yun yung irregular verbs na nag-iiba ng spelling. Okay? We have driven. Yeah, correct. And next, finally, na common error natin sa 8 is yung preposition. Paggamit ng preposition, minsan mali yung ginagamit kasi may mga tamang preposition depende sa relationship na dinidescribe. So, yun yung common error. So, this one, example, alin dito ang mali? Well, obviously, isa lang yung preposition dito. So, ang preposition dito is, siya yung may error. So, sa example natin, she was accused for stealing the money. So, ang error dito is yung for. Obviously, siya lang yung preposition. Bakit mali yung for? Kasi dapat, ang accused, it comes with the preposition of. She was accused of stealing the money. So, may mga common word partners yan eh. Yung mga yung mga verbs, may mga common na nagpa-follow na prepositions. Accused of stealing the money. Okay? So, in summary, ito na yung mga common error and ano dapat yung correct approach dun sa mga common errors na yan. And ginawa natin yung mga, ano ba yung mga example for each. So, pwede nyo i-review. Ito na yung summary ng mga common errors. Now, ito grammar lang, right? Meron tayong 4, di ba? Ano yung sunod natin? So, meron tayong grammar, syntax, words, and punctuation. So, next natin is syntax. So, sa syntax, ano ba yung mga common error? So, mag-extend lang tayo ng konti slide just to cover yung, ito konti na lang kasi yung, mas maraming sa grammar, konti na lang yung syntax, words, and yung punctuation. So, hope that's okay extending a bit just to cover yung mga other 3 sa sentence correction. So if, kung may schedule kayo, naka-record naman to, so you could watch later on when you're available. So sa syntax, meron tayong apat na error na common: parallelism, misplaced modifier, dangling modifier, sentence structure. So isa-isahin natin to. Sa parallelism, basically, kailangan parallel or pag sinabing parallel, magkakapantay or magkakamuka yung mga nasa list or yung sa comparison or yung pag meron kang may nililista usually. Para mas madali, tignan natin yung example. Etong sentence na to, she likes reading, jogging, and to swim. Pag-isipin nyo, ano yung mali dito? Yung concept ng parallelism dapat similar yung yung form ng pag meron kayong mga list. For example, in this case, reading, jogging, and to swim. Biglang naging to swim. Dapat yung to swim nyo, swimming. Para parallel siya kasi lahat sila nagtatapos sa ing, right? So, reading, jogging, and swimming. So, parallel dapat yung ginamit nyo sa list. So, that's what you call, that's the parallelism common error. Okay? Now, misplaced modifier. Pag meron kang modifier, ang dapat ginagawa mo dyan, nandun siya mismo sa tabi ng word na minomodify niya. Right before or right after para hindi mabago yung meaning. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Tingnan natin sa example. She only discussed the issues with her manager. Ang misplaced modifier dito, sabi natin, kailangan yung modifier, nandun siya right before or right after sa minomodify niya. Actually, ang mali dito is yung only. Bakit mali yung only? Kasi pag sinabi mong she only discussed the issues with her manager, ibig sabihin nito, yun lang yung pinag-usapan nila ng manager niya. Puro issues lang. Right? Pag dinagay mo dito yung only, ibig sabihin niyan, ang dinidescribe mo, minomodify mo yung discussed. Right? Ibig sabihin, wala silang ibang pinag-usapan ng manager niya, kundi yung issues. Yun yung, pag dito mo nilagay yung only. Versus, ang correct intent ng sentence na to, she discussed the issues only with her manager or with her manager only. Ang ibig sabihin mo doon, nag-discuss sila ng yung issue, sinabi lang niya sa manager niya. Wala siyang ibang pinagsabihan. Kaya yung only dapat nandun malapit sa manager, hindi malapit sa discuss. So dapat ito, she discussed the issues only with her manager or with her manager only. Kasi yun yung intent ng sentence na wala siyang ibang pinagsabihan ng issue kundi yung manager niya. Kasi pag dito nyo siya nilagay, again, she only discussed the issues with her manager. Ang ibig sabihin nito, minomodify niya yung discuss, yun lang yung pinag-usapan nila ng manager niya. Pero baka meron siyang ibang pinagsabihan ng issue. Pero ang sinasabi mo dito, yun lang yung pinag-usapan nila ng manager niya. So, magkaibang meaning. Depende kung saan nyo nilagay yung modifier na only. So, lagay nyo yung modifier kung saan yung minomodify niya para tama yung meaning. Okay? So, next, yung kind of similar dangling modifier. Yung dangling modifier, ibig sabihin nito, meron kang mga clauses or phrases na hindi siya nagre-refer sa kahit ano sa sentence. Anong halimbawa nito? After finishing the homework, the TV was turned on. Anong mali sa sentence na to? Isipin nyo. After finishing the homework, the TV was turned on. Etong buong phrase na to, after finishing the homework, it seems like it's modifying the TV, no? Right? Kasi sino yung after finishing the homework? The TV. Ganon yung lumalabas, right? Kasi kaya siya tinatawag na dangling modifier, nawawala yung noun na minomodify niya, right? After finishing the homework, sino yung nag-finish? Sino yung dinidescribe nitong phrase na to? After finishing the homework. Yung TV ba? Si TV ba yung nakatapos sa homework? Hindi, di ba? So, ang sentence na to, ito is what you call a dangling modifier. Ang sentence dapat dito, after finishing the homework, she turned on the TV. Yun dapat yung statement. So, after finishing the homework, she yung minamodify ng after finish. Sino yung nakatapos ng homework? She turned on the TV. Or after finishing the homework, I turned off the TV. So after finishing the homework, ako yung I'm the one who finished the homework, or she was the one who finished the homework. So yun yung minamodify ng after the finishing. So ito yung dangling. Okay? So yun yung mga dangling modifier. Then lastly, sentence structure. Meron tayong mga sentence na minsan hindi logical, or medyo pinagdugtugtong minsan yung mga sentences. Ano example nito? Kailangan tama yung pag-organize ng sentence. Hindi yung mga iba-ibang phrase nasa ibang part. Kumbaga hindi sa right place. Tingnan natin example. Sige, the young girl was walking the dog in a pink dress. Ano yung mistake dito sa sentence structure? Isipin nyo. The young girl was walking the dog in a pink dress. Kasi ang error dito is in a pink dress. Bakit siya maling structure? Kasi ang nangyari dyan, kung paano mo in-structure yung sentence in order, naging nakakalito siya. Sino ba yung naka-pink na dress? Yung girl ba or yung dog? Pwede rin naman yung dog. Baka yung dog talaga yung naka-pink na dress, right? Pero without uh, that special context, likely yung naka-pink na dress yung girl, right? Kaya dapat ang structure nito, the young girl in a pink dress was walking the dog. So etong nagmo-modify in a pink dress, dapat nandun siya malapit sa young girl para hindi siya confusing. Kasi ito, nagiging confusing yung sentence structure. It seems that yung naka-pink na dress yung dog. Okay? Yeah, the young girl in a pink dress was walking the dog. So to summarize, ito yung mga syntax errors, common syntax errors, itong apat na to, and this is how you correct or approach those syntax errors. Ito dapat yung tamang approaches. So then we looked at the example for each. Okay? So grammar, syntax, ano yung next natin? Words. Right? Grammar, syntax, words, punctuation. So let's go to words. So sa words, meron din tayong apat na common errors. Yung redundancy, homophones, commonly words confuse words na pagbabaliktad, or spelling capitalization simply. So redundancy, pag sinabing redundancy, yung word error, kumbaga meron ka pwede mo nang i-eliminate yung ibang words, or pwede mong para hindi siya maging redundant. So yun yung common error. Anong halimbawa dito? Sige, example. We received an advance warning about the storm. Anong error dito sa statement na to? Ano yung redundant na word dito sa sentence? Ibig sabihin, yung redundant, hindi na siya kailangan. Hindi na siya kailangan. Kahit pag tinanggal mo siya, same lang yung meaning. Exactly the same lang yung meaning ng sentence kapag tinanggal mo yung redundant na word. Ibig sabihin, why would you put that word kung hindi naman siya kailangan? Redundant na siya. So in this case, yung word na advance. Bakit hindi kailangan advance? Kasi kaya nga warning. Pag sinabing warning, pag winarningan ka, ibig sabihin, automatically, advance na yun. Kaya nga siya naging warning, di ba? Kumbaga, warning bago mangyari. Kung warning yun, ibig sabihin, it was given in advance. Otherwise, hindi na siya warning. Right? Obviously, lahat ng warning given in advance. Because if it's not given in advance, you cannot call it a warning. So, pwede nyo sabihin lang to na we receive a warning about the storm. So, tanggalin nyo na yung advance. We receive a warning about the storm. Exactly the same meaning pa rin siya. Okay? Homophones. So, itong mga homophones, meron kasing mga words na pareho ng sound pero magkaiba ng meaning. Right? So, anong example nito? So, halimbawa ng homophones is if you want to proceed, you must break the seal. Anong error dito? Is the word break, right? Break na B-R-A-K-E is yung sa vehicle, right? Brakes. Versus yung B-R-E-A-K is to break, to stop, or to remove, right? Break the seal dapat to. So homophones yung break na pang vehicle versus yung break na take a break or remove. Okay? So next, common kind of similar sa homophones, yung commonly confused words. Minsan magkaiba yung homophones pareho sila ng sound. Yung commonly confused words, minsan magkaiba sila ng sound pero no confuse pa rin sila. Ano example nito? For example, this one. Ano dito yung error? Please ensure that the door is locked before you leave. Dapat instead of ensure, right? So, hindi sila homophones kasi magkaiba sila ng pronunciation pero lagi sila nako-confuse. Kasi insure na ibig sabihin niyan sa insurance, right? Because you want to insure something. Gusto mo kumuha ng insurance, health insurance. Ensure with the E is to make sure. So, dapat yun yung ginamit. Please ensure that the door is locked before you leave. So, that's the correct word to use. Okay? And then, spelling and capitalization. Ensuring words are properly spelled and capitalized. So, example, Dr. Smith will give a lecture on ancient Rome in January. Ano yung error dito? So, this is a capitalization error. So, lahat naman dito spelled correctly. Pero dapat yung Rome, actually yung ancient Rome as a whole should be capitalized. So, either yung R na Rome or yung ancient Rome should be capitalized, right? Technically, it should be the whole ancient Rome because it's referring to the whole time period, the ancient Rome. So both A and R should be capitalized. Pero sa exam, usually, they will underline yung ancient Rome and then underline Dr. Smith will give a lecture. So, ancient Rome yung may error. So, yun yung kailangan i-capitalize. Okay? So, those are the common errors when it comes to words. So, yan yung sa words na common errors in sentence correction na 4 and how you correctly approach them. Okay? Nilagay din natin dito yung mga example na ginamit natin like advance warning, redundant yung advance, break versus break. And then, ensure yung ginamit natin. So, pwede rin na accept, except minsan napapag-confuse sila and so on. Then, finally, so tatapos na natin yung grammar, syntax, words. Ano yung most common errors din na bucket na usually is yung punctuation. So, natapos na natin yung 4. So, within punctuation, meron ding 4 na common. Apostrophe, comma, semicolons, and yung mga sentence boundary, yung mga walang punctuation na ginamit. Apostrophe. So, usually dito nagkaka-problem sa possessive form. So, and yung mga contraction. Kailan ba ginagamit yung apostrophe pag may contraction? For example, this one. Ano dito yung error? Alin dito yung error sa sentence na to? Yeah, it's error din yan. Neighbors error din siya, right? Actually, dalawa yung error dito in this case. Pero sa exam, isang part lang yung may error usually. So dito, dalawa yung error sa example natin. Yung it's pronoun yan eh. Ang kailangan natin dito yung it's na contraction ng it is. So dapat meron siyang apostrophe. It's a beautiful day. So because you mean it is a beautiful day in the neighbor's yard. Neighbors dapat may apostrophe s. Comma usage. So dapat tama yung paggamit ng comma sa pag-separate ng elements and ng mga clauses. Ano yung example nito? Dito, anong mistake dito sa sentence na to? dapat meron kang, after dinner, we went walking and then we saw a movie. Dapat meron kang comma dito sa between dinner and we, right? After dinner, we went walking and then we saw a movie. Yep. So ito yung dapat meron kang comma between dinner and we. Okay? Then time check. Yep, 10:10. So next natin is semicolon. Pag ginagamit niyo yung semicolon, pwede kayo nyo gamitin yan kung meron kang complex na list o kaya meron kang independent clause na gusto nyo idagdag. Ano example nitong independent clause? So, halimbawa dito, the concert was canceled. We were also disappointed. Ang option dito is, pag tinignan nyo, meron kang dalawang independent clauses. The concert was canceled. That's an independent clause. You have a subject, you have a verb. Buo yung thought. The concert was canceled. May subject ka, may verb. We were also disappointed. Independent clause din yun, right? We were. So, meron kang subject, we. Meron kang verb na were. Valid siya. So, independent clause din siya. So, kung kailangan yung independent clauses, separated siya ng, pwede mo sabihin na, the concert was canceled, comma, so, we were all disappointed. Pwedeng ganun, di ba? Pero pwede nyo rin gamitan to ng semicolon in between the canceled and we. Gamitan nyo lang ng semicolon. Canceled, semicolon, we were also disappointed. Pwede rin naman na gamitan nyo ng period and then capitalize yung we. So, pwedeng semicolon or period dito. In this case, mas fitting yung semicolon kasi magkadugtong sila eh. They were disappointed because the concert was canceled. Okay? Next question. Next common error and next example. Sentence boundaries. Ito yung hindi paggamit ng tamang punctuations. Kaya nangyayari, meron kang sentences na napag-merge na hindi dapat sila naka-merge. Usually, ganun yung case. For example, how was your weekend? I hope it was relaxing. So, ang error dito, dapat meron kang boundary between meron kang dalawang independent clauses dito eh, independent sentences. How was your weekend? And then, I hope it was relaxing. So, question to. So, dapat meron kang question mark between the how was your weekend? Question mark, I hope it was relaxing. So, sentence boundaries. So, nakakalimutan yung punctuation. Usually, yun yung common error. Right? Okay? So, those are the common errors with punctuation. So, ngayon, na-cover na natin yung common errors na grammar, syntax, words, and punctuation. And yung mga common dun sa each ng mga buckets na yon.